Okay, so we'll do roll call. Sean McAfee,
Here.
Bob DeToma,
Here.
Matt Austin,
Here.
Mike,
Here.
Justin is here. Andy and Holly and Lucas are not present with us. And did I miss anybody, Bob? I think we're good.
I think that's everybody on the committee.
Yeah. Okay. The first item up is the approval of last meeting's minutes. Is there any changes or discussion that needs to happen on the minutes? None noted. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes as written?
Move to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Bob did the motion, Sean seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Roll call.
Roll call vote.
Roll call
Any
vote.
opposed? I'm sorry?
Roll call vote for everything.
Roll call vote, thank you. Do a roll call vote for approval of the minutes. Sean McAfee,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Andy, I know you just joined, we're approving the minutes. Do you have?
Aye.
Aye, okay, and Justin is aye. Minutes are approved as written. All right. Next item on the agenda is the old cemetery flagpoles. I'm trying to meet up with Daryl just to confirm the locations, but our schedules haven't been working out. I'm gonna try to meet up with him tomorrow, so no further discussion on this, but from our previous discussions, I think where he wants it, it'll work out fine. But once we've been able to meet and we confirm the locations, then I'll come back to the committee with that information.
Sony, will that go in before Memorial Day, do you think?
Yeah, he's ready. That's why we're trying to get it done. So we've tried to meet up a couple of times, and either his schedule or my schedule just hasn't worked out. But he's ready to go once we approve that location. Any discussion on the flagpoles? None noted. The next item is talking about Sampson Square and then the old cemetery flagpoles, rededication or dedication ceremonies. We've mentioned this before. We talked about doing this in conjunction with Flag Day. If that's what we want to do, then we're going to need to get started on this so we can start working with the schools and things like that. Is everybody still good with doing a ceremony for these around that time?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have any volunteers that's willing to take this on?
Give us some more.
Yeah, what do you mean?
So, really, all we need to do is, I just need somebody to coordinate with the school to see if we are going to do, we can either do one with the school, but we talked about having the school come out. We explained about Flag Day. We do the rededication with the Legion and the VFW. It really is just a small ceremony, just explaining a little bit about the memorial and the significance of that memorial, and then the significance of Flag Day. We could do this a couple of ways. We can either do we do Sampson Square with one group of kids. We can do the flagpole dedication with another group. Because it's Flag Day, we can just do the flagpole dedication with the school, and then we do Sampson Square after that, just, a smaller rededication with just the military members, the veterans groups. So just looking for some ideas on how we want to do it.
We were targeting middle school kids or younger?
Yes. Yeah, that was the plan. I believe, if I remember correctly, I think Carmen said that they used to do Flag Day ceremonies with the school a while back, which is where we got this idea from. And, but it fell off. So we thought it would be a good idea to get it brought back up, explain, the significance of the flag. There's actually a lot to the colors, the stars, why it is the way it is, and things like that. that we can use as part of the, significance of Flag Day. So, just a small ceremony, I'd say no more than an hour, or less.
Tony, one thing I would check on is, recently, I'd say within the last 5 or 6 years, while Philadelphia was still alive, they used to have, Flag Day at the Mill Park in South Grafton, and they used to have a concert. What I'm hearing grapevine wise is they might wanna have another concert this year. I don't know who would be running it. It would possibly be Recreation Department out of Grafton. So as not to conflict on the date.
Okay. The school is still in at that time, if I remember when we looked it up last time.
High school might be out, but it should be middle school and elementary should still be in.
It's June 14th,
Correct.
so, okay. And you're saying that the rec department used to do a Flag Day ceremony?
Yes, they used to do a Flag Day ceremony, Stanley Sapira from post 1497, and Carmen from post 92 used to come down with groups. They had a color guard, they had a few other things. They dropped the flags, they raised the flag, then they had a concert. So just to make sure that if they are planning this again, that they're not walking over us.
Okay. All right, yeah, we'll reach out to them, and I'm pretty sure that the VFW and the Post are not doing this anymore, because that's what they told us.
Yes.
But at least we can reach out to the rec department
Okay.
and figure it out.
Yell it out.
Justin,
Okay. Yep.
if the rec department is planning something, that would be Flag Day, then the dedication of Sampson Square, which is probably in our purview, we can schedule that whenever. Maybe tie it into a Veterans Day or event, or before or after type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think what will happen is, Bob, I'll work with you to get contact at the rec department so we can reach out to them and get this information. And then we'll probably have to have another meeting next month to talk about the rededication.
So I can go up and talk to Adam tomorrow morning.
Okay.
But probably we could, I could also stop in and see if Dr. Cummings is in his office and just give him a heads up what we're thinking, and then you and I can circle back and touch base before we go any further.
Yeah, that sounds good. It would be nice if they are doing something, or if it's something that maybe we can pull together. I don't see why we couldn't try to do it all at once. Since dedicating Sampson Square doesn't necessarily have to be a big thing. We can invite the veterans and, the Post and the Legion. But I think it would be cool if we could get the kids out there. Get them involved.
The one thing like George NATO said at our last meeting with regard to Sampson Square, that he thought that the soldier that it's in memory of died of disease versus being died in the war, so to speak. So a learning experience for someone who didn't die in a battle or something. I don't know how much narrative you can make out of that.
Yeah, well, I don't see any of these as being very long. Sampson Square, I could see it being, like you mentioned, talking about Sampson, the gentleman it was named after, talking about the memorial that was there, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, at least when I was in the military, anytime we did any kind of dedications or rededications, they were really quick. I think if we do the Flag Day thing, that would probably be better served at the cemetery, because there's flags there and we could raise them. And, then we have more to talk about. Okay, so yeah, Bob, let me know, and, we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'll touch base tomorrow.
Yep. Any other questions on the dedications? Alright. Next up is the plaque for Jim Gallagher. We have all the approvals. I have not had a chance to write anything out. I think that's really all we need for this, is just what do we wanna put on the plaque, right? Can't think of anything else.
And we get an idea how many, town committees are gonna contribute to, narrative on the plaque?
No, I think we need to write something first, and then we can send it to Cindy and have them, put comments on it.
So it doesn't, we're not gonna write a book, it's basically, we're gonna reference the committees that he served on.
Yeah.
He participated at town meeting, his involvement in Little League, his involvement here at the studio.
So on aging,
I'm sorry?
I think it was council on aging, I think he was in that too.
Oh yeah, okay, I forgot that one, and then of course, his time during the Vietnam era he was actually in Okinawa, I think, but he flew payroll runs into Saigon, so it wouldn't be much more detailed than that.
No?
Yeah. Sean, would you mind putting, you knew him pretty well, and you're near his family, would you mind just putting something together? It doesn't have to be too much more than what Bob just said.
Okay.
And we can have his family help us write it.
So that's going here?
We're not sure
What I
yet.
read? Okay.
Yeah, we did talk about putting it in the entranceway at GCTV building.
Yep.
Just because he did work with us and things like that, he did a lot with the TV studio.
Yep.
And, Evan already told us, approved the money for it, it wasn't gonna be very much, so.
Sure.
Got all the approvals we need, we just need to put something together and get it approved.
Okay. I guess the other thing that just to throw it out there occurred to me is Jim was such a big part of town meeting. For every town meeting that I ever attended, really important participant, and I don't know, just that, and also Little League seems like another possible location would be the high school, as people are kind of walking into town meeting. Just for visibility, and also he really was such a big participant.
I think at one point, we had talked about putting it up near, in the town hall
Yep.
area.
Yeah, we're not gonna get the foot traffic here for visibility,
Yeah,
so this would be really at the bottom of the list.
That's why I was kind of thinking the high school,
yeah,
just that main lobby area. If we could, I don't know, position it somewhere where as people go into town meeting, you would see that. And people do tend to kind of mill around a lot in that area too, so it's just an idea.
okay, I like it. I think really the places that we've looked at, because we looked at like the baseball field and some other places, and everything was taken, and we were like, okay, where can we put this? I think we did talk to Evan about the town center, but there was something there that I can't really remember what. There was something with that one, but I like the high school too. That would be good.
Just an idea. He had a lot of involvement with the Council on Aging, is that what I heard too? Yeah, so I guess the municipal.
Right up in the Rooney Funeral Home on his obituary. It's pretty lengthy. It's pretty long. There's a lot of stuff.
Okay. Oh, well, maybe, yeah, we can, if it's, that detailed, then yeah, we can put that together, get, his family to approve it and make sure they're good with it, and then, look at a plaque. Perfect. And I like the high school idea. Would we need to get, Matt, would we need to get approval from that with? Would it be the principal or?
Probably would be the principal, so Mr. Carney, yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy to reach out to him if that's helpful.
Yes, if you don't mind, please.
Don't mind at all.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Matt.
Any other?
Part of me says that it's a town building. So, yes, school committee or school department should be involved, but by the same token, it's a town building and a
Sure.
town person. So, you know, we do have a little bit, I feel, we have a little bit of sway.
Oh, absolutely, it's just, it's in effect, like
It's a courtesy,
operationally,
so to speak?
it's his business, so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thinking about professional courtesy,
Mm-hmm.
he's the guy, so.
All right.
I cannot imagine any issues with that, but I always think that with anything municipal related, and there always is, so.
Okay, sure,
Yeah,
all right.
I'll let everybody know if there are any issues with it.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? All right. So next up is the Vietnam Memorial. We got the grant, we talked about that during the last meeting. Andy has been slaving away getting all of the stuff done. And I'm gonna share my screen real quick. So the Excel product that you should be seeing here is the list of names and how they're broken out. So this is what will go on the plaque.
Obviously, all the lines and stuff is just for show, to keep stuff separate for the company that's gonna make this thing. Basically, you're looking at the last name, comma, space, first name, space, middle initial, period. Sometimes, if you have, in the case of a junior or a senior, there should, okay, right down here, in column 4, you have Milton, comma, space, Leon, space, R, period, space, junior, period. Okay, so that's basically the layout of what they will do. It's up to them to look at our current plaque. You can see, column U, there is a separator column between column 5 and column 6. The absolute distance between the columns is gonna be up to the company that makes this thing. There aren't any, every one of these columns are they're absolutely equal as far as the content in them, okay? I only made them one space bigger than the biggest field in the column.
Yep.
And then made all the columns the same,
Okay.
okay? So it should be relatively easy. They come in, they take a look at our current plaque. They can see the heading on top, they can see all the layout of the plaque itself. The only thing changing is the 6 columns of names,
Okay.
okay? Now, every one of these guys have been vetted either by Dave Callahan, Jeff Farrell, myself, and the state. Okay, the state gave me a list of those that were now, you've got to realize, not every one of these guys went to Vietnam. This is a Vietnam era plaque, as was the first one. Okay, we got 210 names on the first one, we've got 196 on this one. Not all these guys went to Vietnam.
Yeah.
So, okay, but from the state list, that gave me, and the town list that I had that did not make it to the last plaque. And then anybody that came in, with regard to the article I put in the paper, for them to come in and get vetted. I think of the 7 or 8 that did come in, there were 2 that were not eligible. One today, he did live in Grafton a long time, but he didn't live in Grafton before going into the service. And the same with another guy, he had lived in town for a long time, but had moved to North Brookfield and then enlisted, so he wasn't eligible either.
Okay. And just wanna point out to the committee, we've got some blank spaces here that will also, if later on, you know, if we identify more people and we wanna update the plaque.
Stoney, I think to add them is gonna be kinda expensive, because this is a cast plaque, it's produced, okay?
Okay.
So to add them, you're gonna have similar letters, similarly sized letters, and somehow make it attached to the open spaces on this plaque. So I don't think I would do it one veteran at a time. I think I would probably look for 3 or 4, maybe 5.
Well, I'll be honest, I think we need to cut off the names now.
Oh, it is, today it's cut off.
Yeah, and then going forward, you know, this is something like, you look at down the road, a couple of years, and then you update a group of names, I'm with you. I totally agree.
Or as they did with the one guy, Walker, okay? This guy in column 6, probably middle, Alfred E. Walker, he's been chasing me since 2009 to get on this plaque.
Yeah,
So as soon as it goes to production, I'm gonna call him specifically and let him know that, you know, it's been over 10 years, I'd like to finish this too.
yep. Alright, and then next, so any discussion on the names or the layouts? Next, what we need to talk about is the company we wanna go with. And if you'll see, I put on attachment 1 for the agenda. There's a list of companies that Andy has reached out to. Andy, which company do you want to suggest?
Not only because it's the first one on the list, okay? I looked at everything in the middle of your attachment, the one I sent you, is what they quoted prior to us getting the grant, okay? And the thing over on the right-hand side, you'll notice every one of them basically went up. And one of them went up, almost $6,000. Let's see which one that was, Curtin Graphics. They went from 11.8 to almost 17, okay? But if you look at all of them, like NEC, 16,678 plus shipping, Colonial Brass, 16,000 plus shipping, Olympic, Girton, okay, those 4 are, I think they're gonna probably use the same foundry, okay, because the prices are so close. Eagle Trophy is the cheapest one on there. I don't think they can produce what we have here for that price. I mean, it is basically the low bid. And the one on the bottom, that was an interesting one. They approached me. I don't know how they got my name or who spilled the beans, but they asked me for my specs. I sent it to them. They're a big company. If you notice, their shipping and handling's like $200. I said, how can you possibly send something to me that's probably gonna weigh 400 pounds shipping, and for $200? He said, we do these kind of plaques all the time, but my only question with this company is a Florida company. Who do we talk to if something's wrong?
Right.
You know, I mean, it's a nice price. They say they do them all the time. I've seen some of their work, but again, they're not gonna come up and look at our existing flag, I mean, they can take pictures all they want, but somebody has to stand in front of everything that's presented there with some kind of measuring device so they can figure out how big these letters are gonna be, what's the spacing gonna be, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm leaning toward Crown. I talked to the guy, he says, you know, we really wanna do this. We don't wanna make a profit on it. Whatever it costs us is what we'll bill you, okay? And they're saying 10,000, all right? He says, we make our profit on trophies and little stuff. But this is something, that's gonna be on a wall, people are gonna know that we made it, and we're gonna do our best to match what you have.
Okay.
Okay, so I lean on, that's word of mouth, that's from one of the owners. He does say his name is Andy, I'm Andy too, that's not the reason I'm doing this, but that's my take on it.
Okay, so Bob, for this, do we need to do a roll call vote to determine which company to go with?
Yeah, anything we vote on tonight is gonna be roll call.
Yep. All right, is there any questions or discussion on the quotes before we do a vote?
So,
Bob?
so let me make the motion, I move the committee vote to accept the quote from Crown Trophy for the Vietnam Memorial Plaque.
Second?
We have a motion from Bob and a second from Sean. Sean, for voting purposes, roll call vote. Sean, how do you vote?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Andy? Justin is aye. The Brown Trophy is who we will go with. Andy, you are good to start reaching out to them.
Okay?
Uh,
Now, do we have to go through Evan Broussard at all for this, for the town to accept the quote?
No.
I mean, can they override us and pick another one?
I don't think Evan will.
No, I'm just asking, I don't know.
He's already, when we talked to him, he already told us that, as, you know, we move forward on it.
Okay,
Bob, can you think of any reason why we would need to go to Evan? He seemed pretty clear.
I can send him an email alerting him that we voted in favor of that vendor and
So
wait for his response.
the only thing that I could think of is the, I think it's chapter 30 procurement stuff. And that says that you've gotta go out, to 3 bidders, but only if it's more than 10 grand, I think is the threshold, so since we're right at there, I think we just pick one and move forward.
You know what, Stoney, send me the list with all the vendors. If he has any questions, I can just show him the list and
That works.
so we're not stepping outside the lines.
Yep. Yeah, I'll put the list, I'll go ahead and send Evan an email after this, I'll CC you on it, Bob, and if you've got your staff meeting tomorrow, I think, right? You can talk with them. Sean?
Didn't we have, part of that grant application for
We
this?
do. And the grant covers, I believe they gave us 8,000 and some change.
8,000.
So, the grant will cover most of this.
Fantastic.
Grant money, excuse me, has already been put into, the town's funds. So we need to spend it, and when we talked to Evan, he said he would cover whatever was left.
Well, then I don't see it, yeah.
Should
It shouldn't be a procurement issue then.
I'm sorry?
It should not be a procurement issue then, the monies are already there.
Right.
80% of it.
Right. Well, this is a little weird, so that's why we talked with Evan before, but I took away that he was good, that he was going to, you know, we could press forward, we'd make the vote, and we move forward. But-
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll just send an email, make sure we're good, and then go from there.
So I will wait till I hear from you after you've heard from Evan,
Yep,
and then I'll contact this other guy.
Perfect.
Very good. Now, one thing they said that the others didn't is the proof, they will give us a free proof, which means that they'll lay this whole thing out for us, and then I will have to go through every character in that list that I just presented to you to make sure it's presented exactly as we want it on the new plaque. And once that's proof, they'll make it.
Okay.
And the town said that they would install it. It's gonna be made in such a way that it hangs from the rear on the wall, on the studs, to take the weight, and there'll be no, through the plaque anchoring to the wall.
Okay,
Okay?
Okay.
sounds good. And then once we're done, we need to let the grant folks know, all in their letter, so we'll take pictures of the process, you know, just write it down what all they're doing, and then we'll wrap it all up for them and send it to them.
In their final note to you saying when you get the grant, is there a drop dead date it has to be done by?
Now, if they just said whenever it's finished.
Okay. So we're not under the gun to make this thing. I suspect it'll be 8 to 12 weeks.
Yeah. Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Awesome. Anything else? Okay, next up on the list is the Gold Star Mothers. Last time we talked, it was $20 per flag, and there were 4 Gold Star, mothers.
Yeah, I've got a list that somewhere I printed off from the state of Massachusetts, and it lists, has a specific list of the Gold Star Mothers of Grafton. I'm still researching the location of one of the mothers.
Okay.
I'm not sure that she's in Grafton, but, she was living in Grafton when her son got killed.
Okay, so then we'll wait on a vote until you've been able to confirm the last.
I'm hoping to get something on this prior to Memorial Day. You know, if we have the funds to buy these things. I talked to Darryl, he says that, the guy that up on Route 9, you know, they changed ownership or something, and he doesn't know what he has. We may have to go online and buy the 4 flags.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready to vote on it, once you confirm how many we need, then we'll vote. Any questions on the Gold Star flags? Alright. Next up is the, Houghton Civil War marker. Andy, you brought this up last time.
Okay, I just got confirmation from Jeff yesterday. VA was holding up the creation of the stone because we had approved that the lot was paid for by the Houghton family. Well, we had that, we sent it all in with the muster, which would be his service record that I pulled off the internet. And all the other information, the application, everything was accepted, except that the bill did not have the name of the cemetery on it. Finally, between Jeff and Darryl and a couple other people, talking to I gave them the contact at Washington DC. Finally, yesterday we got the authorization they will make the plaque. It'll take 45 to 60 days to make, and then they will send it to Darryl and he'll install it. I do have a group of Sons of Union soldiers committee that I belong to in Washington DC, with a Worcester camp. They want to come and dedicate the stone, similar to what we're gonna rededicate the flagpole, because this guy's been buried since 1908 with nothing other than me putting a marker in the middle of a field to say that there's a Union Civil War veteran buried here. So he will be honored with a vertical stone I put in for white marble, we'll see what they give me. But they wanna come and this dedication thing it's a big deal, okay? They ran one to Hope Cemetery a few weeks ago for a guy similar circumstances. When he was killed, he no longer had family alive, and he bounced his remains around all over the place. Finally, they buried him like a pauper's lot, but there was nothing to indicate that he was a soldier. They invite governor, or anybody that, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Okay? They wanna do it here in Grafton, they want me to notify them, so when it's getting close to having it delivered, so that they can put the program together, so when it is installed, they can just do it.
Okay,
Okay?
sounds good. Any questions on the Civil War marker? Alright. Last item on the agenda is, Sean, we talked about buying wreaths for Memorial Day. We've gone through a lot of iterations and talked about what the wreaths could be, how we could do it, what kind of hangers and things like that we can use. Do you have any updates?
I don't have any updates on purchasing the wreaths, because we haven't really talked to the folks about how many we actually need or how many we want to get. Part of it is due to the fact that, I guess, storage of these after we get them, and do we wanna buy wreaths en masse, or do we wanna buy X number a year and kind of phase them in? Alright, so on that piece, I think we need to talk to Carmen and those folks to get an idea of, get their sense of what they feel we need and how we should move forward with that. I don't feel that it's gonna be a problem acquiring them, because they should be readily, not readily available, but, something that, it isn't something really special that you're asking for, a special type of wreath, I should say a custom design. I think it would be something more, a stock, red, white, and blue, with carnations or whatever on it. Further discussion on the wreath holders, because that's a big issue that we have when you're trying to get the wreath to stand next to the marker. So I have a couple of props, if I may.
It's a big time operation.
So, Bob can zoom the camera in on us. This is just a regular flower holder readily available on Amazon. It's easy to carry around, and my only issue with this is the fact that they collapse and they package up, but again, storage. If we buy 70 of them, so we have one at every monument, so that we don't have to carry these around on the bus, similar to the way we carry the wreaths. Another option I was thinking of was just getting some metal and making, I don't know, is this showing up on the TV?
Yeah, well, I can see it.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
I was gonna back it up with this. Anyway, yeah, just get some flats.
Hold it up here, you'll have the gray wall behind you.
All right.
So it's a little bit higher than you
Can we do it this way? Does that work? Or you want it back here?
Yeah, like that.
Okay, all right, so just basically a piece of flat stock. Then I put this in a vise at home and just kind of bent it. The only difference I would make it is taller. This was just a piece of scrap that I had at home, and I figured, this is very cheap. Bend it all up and then spray paint them black, and we can make a bunch of these and put them around, and then we don't have to deal with that anymore. So,
how tall would you say that flat stock would need to be?
if your wreath is approximately 12 to 14 inches at least, 16, so I would say it's got to be at least 30 inches off the ground, because your marker, your monument marker stands 12, 14 inches off the ground anyway.
Okay.
So,
I like the flat stock idea. I couldn't picture it before, but now that we've seen it, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, okay,
It looks nicer.
this,
Yeah.
I think that with the wreath on, it's gonna look a lot nicer than that with the wreath on.
yeah, yeah, okay, all right. I mean, you buy them, in 10-foot lengths, and you get 3 out of a 10-foot length in there. I forget the price, it was really cheap. I think it worked out to be maybe $2.50, $3 a piece.
So is this an item that we wanna move over to the VAC, since we're gonna start planning the Memorial Day Parade with them through that committee?
I would dare, for purchasing, probably yes, but again, I think we should just go ahead and buy it through whatever, yeah, because we don't have money in this.
I don't think it really makes a difference.
I don't think it matters.
No, all the money is tied together.
Right, so I think we just say we're gonna buy them and just get it done.
Okay, so bring in, if you wanna send me some costs.
Okay,
data,
yeah,
I'll add it to the next agenda. And we'll put a vote on it.
okay,
What I would like to do is also work with, as we're working with okay, I'm gonna cross the streams here, I'm sorry.
I know,
As the Veterans Advisory Committee is working with, the VFW and the Legion to plan the Memorial Day Parade, that would be a perfect time to look at the wreaths and determine if they all need to be updated at once, or if we can do a phase-in approach like what we were talking about.
Mhm.
And then we can also work with the Legion, because I know that, they have money, and we can see how the cost would split up if it's something, because we can't afford to buy all of the wreaths.
right,
But if we, if they're willing to help out and they purchase some and we purchase some, that should be a problem, should it, Bob, or Matt, is that?
Like Matt said, I can't see a problem, but
Doubt it.
Yeah, okay,
the purchase of the wreaths, I think would be the biggest item to discuss because of the costs. You're talking anywhere from $24 to $30 possibly a piece.
right,
You know, so if we get however many we need for the common by its, new ones for those up there first, then, that way there we can have them up there and we don't have to worry about shuffling them around.
no, I don't have a problem with it, I'm just thinking that as we are taking over more of the Memorial Day Parade piece, the after part piece to help out, splitting up that cost makes a little bit of sense, so.
Right.
Yeah, we can at least vote on the black stock next time, so if you got some numbers, feel free to send them to me, I'll get them added to the agenda, and we'll take a vote and get that going.
Okay.
Would the cost of the wreaths, be an item, perhaps we go after more money from that Shroud grant? It is Veterans Historical.
May,
What I like, in other words, what I like to do is to look at who they gave money to and why, and see if it would be an appropriate, venture to look for their help in doing it.
well, I've also been thinking, we've talked about, we're behind as far as recognizing our September 11 era.
Under historical.
Well, we have more plaques to make, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And so I was like, do we wait, the wreaths aren't necessarily a big cost at one time, we can split that cost up. But the plaques are a big cost, and it might be worth waiting on and using the grant for the plaques,
Okay.
rather than going after the wreath. But let's keep that in mind though, because depending on how it all boils down, it might be something that we need to circle back to later on.
Just keep that in your back pocket, knowing that it's,
Yeah. Any other questions on the wreaths?
No.
Okay. Any, we're gonna go around the table now, any items that anybody else wants to bring up? Sean?
I'm good.
Bob?
Nope, I'm good.
Matt?
Just one thing, we've had a couple circumstances where, flags around town needed to be replaced. And I'm just not in touch with how we keep up on that stuff, but obviously we wanna make sure that, so that, somebody brought to my attention the flag up, at the old fire station needed to be replaced. So, just wondering if is there anybody keeping track of that, or,
The old fire station is under control of a civilian by the name of Skip McNevich. He does all kinds of stuff similar to, he's a caretaker more or less of that building,
yeah,
okay? And I'm pretty sure if somebody mentioned to him that the flag needed to be replaced, it would be replaced before you get the words out of your mouth, okay? He's that, high on the building, so to speak. So, that wouldn't be a problem.
what's his name?
Skip McNevich, I can give you his phone number if you need it.
I do.
Alright, hold on a second.
Let's do that through email and not over.
Yeah, it's fine, I guess I just wanted, I may have stepped in it a little bit,
I'll send it to Stoney, he can share it with you.
great, okay, fine.
Okay.
Is that the only one? The old fireplace, or, old fire station?
This is just the second instance, we had some, I think last year that were in South Grafton that needed to be replaced. So, we have flags all over town, I guess it just seemed like there should be some, regular, just go around town and have, with it, like, where all the flags are to just, I don't know.
In the springtime, prior to Memorial Day, police department used to get, one of the fire trucks out of the fire department to run around and put the American flags, the 3x5s on all the telephone poles.
Yep,
That's great, they're beautiful, and they look great for about 2 months. Then the staffs break, the staples come out of the, and the flags are hanging off of the poles. Nobody really picks them up. It's like the veterans put the flags out, some veterans help us to take them back, okay, and destroy them. But the flags that go up on the poles, North Grafton up along Worcester Street, and South Grafton from, say, the library, the old library up to the fire station, they put these flags up, they're beautiful. But like I said, nobody is cognizant of the fact that a truck goes by and hauls one off, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know who picks them up.
okay.
So, the flags, we talked about it when the trustees stood back up after COVID. We talked about who handled the flags. And it wasn't being handled by the trustees, I want to remember.
No, the police department was doing it for a long time, I don't know who does it now.
Well, but it wasn't just those flags, it was all the flags that Matt is talking about, the flags around town as well. Because we were talking about who goes around and lowers them to half staff and things like that.
That is Darryl, the cemetery commissioner, he handles all the flags, replaces the flags as are needed. In the cemeteries, at the memorials, like at the intersection of Worcester Street and 140, World War I Memorial, there's a big flagpole there. He maintains the pole, the lanes, and the flags. The same thing for like the mill parks, and any flag the town flies, he takes care of.
Okay. Alright,
So if there's a problem, Matt, check with Darryl and, I don't know if it's a program he has or just something that he does on the side.
alright, I'll take that offline with him, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Stoney,
Yes.
so when we first stood up we were talking about implementing a maintenance program or schedule for memorials. I think maybe this becomes part of that maintenance plan. We look at the flag poles, do they need new lanyards, ropes, new flags? So I think this is a perfect tie-in to that maintenance plan. Maintaining the flag poles, I mean, to me, it's a given that they would go together, so.
Yeah.
I think it's, the intent of Darrell, I think I got that from him this week, or maybe it was the end of last week. He's planning on, cleaning some of the monuments again. Yeah, he has a guy on the side that comes in and, I think the last time he did like 8 of them for $1,000. I mean, it's a good deal. The guy owns a business, but does it on the side for Darrell. But I think he's gonna do some of the monuments this year.
Okay.
Okay. And I talked to Daryl about it, we never really came up with, we didn't get too far in that planning. So Sean, you're right, I think we'll circle back on that. Mike, do you have anything for the minute?
I'm good, thank you.
Andy?
Only thing I have is this thing that they sent me for, Memorial Day, planning sessions. I don't know if you wanna share these with the guys or not.
I will, but
Okay.
that's the VAC handling it, so I'll send that out in an email to everybody.
Okay.
Alright.
Stoney, you need hats, you can switch them out.
I try so hard to keep the meetings separate, and sometimes you just can't, and,
I love it.
Well, it's the time of year, you know, with the planning, yeah. Okay.
Super Bowl, yeah.
All right, I'm good.
One thing, I will not be available for nights, Grafton night out in August.
okay.
My wife said we're on vacation and we're not coming back.
I was gonna say, it's gotta be something good, it's gotta be a vacation, it can't be a
Yes.
break. Alright, so next meeting right now is scheduled for June 6th. However, based off of the Vietnam Memorial email that we're gonna send out and the old cemetery flagpoles and the rededication ceremonies, I may schedule another meeting between now and then, because I wanna make sure that these are getting moved forward, and if we have anything we need to vote on. So, June 6th is the next one. Actually, no, you know what, that's gonna be June 8th, because that'll be a Thursday. So, definitely plan on that one, but expect one between now and then. And with that, if I can get a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Has a motion, Bob seconded, roll call vote to adjourn the meeting, Sean?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Matt?
Hi.
Mike?
I
Andy? Justin is aye, this meeting is adjourned, thank you very much.